Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're here with another classic Who. This is the Aztecs Part 1. Uh, really looking forward to this, to see if it's one of those historical ones, because I am aware that Classic Who originally started off with the intention of being educational for kids. So I am really interested to see how this goes and also to sort of compare it to like how they approached Rosa for a can't think of another example in New Who where they tried an educational one like Rosa, and it was I forgot the other one in that season, but I don't think I could ever pronounce the name of it properly, but there was also a second one that had an educational element, if you like, to it in that series 11 of New Who, I think it is. But yeah, really interested to see how this is going. I hope you're all doing well during this difficult time, and let's just get straight on into it. Temple of Evil.
Look at that. Yeah, it's an Aztec mask. He must have been a priest.
Well, the Aztecs were Mexicans. We must be on Earth again.
Place seems absolutely deserted.
Yes, I hope you're right, Chesterton. These
That's
Aztecs
one
have rather queer
bloody
habits.
stone.
I should hate to be carved up on that by some Aztec high priest. The door! Quickly!
There's nothing to get a grip on.
There must be some way of opening it.
Yes, you push from the other side. These tombs were designed to prevent grave robbers, not to aid and abet them.
Ortlock, High Priest of Knowledge, most humbly greets the servants of Yetaxa.
The servants of whom,
That's
sir?
so
Yetaxa,
they
High Priest.
high priest.
Where's Barbara?
Of whom do you speak?
The woman who was here a moment ago.
In due time you shall meet again, but first grant us our courtesies. No evil exists in our hearts towards you. In fact, we honor you.
What is your name, sir?
Ortlock.
And you are the
What
high
lot?
priest?
As such I serve.
You know where we came from?
The tomb.
Tell me, is there a way through from this side?
The tomb is sealed. Go now with these attendants, and soon you shall meet the one who wears the bracelet of Yetaxa.
What's he talking about now?
He must be talking about Barbara. She picked up a bracelet from you, too.
Well, perhaps we better go.
Not sure it would be such a good idea mentioning her name to those guards around.
You know who he is?
A local butcher by the look of him.
Exactly.
Local butcher is in
You
the
have seen her?
sacrificer.
A vision is with us, Ortlock. When does it rain?
This day, when the sun's fire first touches the horizon to the west. Daily among our people.
O Great Spirit, grant us this our wish, that we may be your eyes and ears among the people, to do our best and serve in all our interests.
Nice,
The
Doctor.
servant of Yetaxa speaks with wisdom.
My handmaiden remains with me. The others may do as you wish.
We shall await you.
A wonderful performance, my dear. Congratulations. We now have everything we want.
This is
We do?
really
Yes,
good.
You and Susan here in safety, and Ian and I outside finding out about the tomb.
That Barbara
Yes,
has
that's all right,
like
but I don't think we should
history
take our eyes off those
knowledge.
two for a second.
Oh, I shouldn't mind them. They're far too busy timing their miracle.
What miracle?
Presenting Barbara to the public 1 second before it rains.
Who serves Yetaxa? We do, as High Priest of the Temple.
What purpose then serve the others?
Yetaxa
Would
has
it not be better if one led our force of arms?
the young man,
A warrior favored of the gods.
but Ixter is our chosen warrior.
Let Ixta prove himself more worthy than the servant of Yetaxa. It has been decided. The old man may walk abroad. You shall train to command our army.
Surely that is for Yetaxa to decide.
Yetaxa would not refuse so great an honor. I accept.
Ortlock, take the old man into the garden of peace that he may sit in comfort. Come now and encounter Ixta.
Who is he?
He is a bit of a power-hungry
Rightful to command.
person. Although, maybe not. Maybe he's... I guess he's just highly loyal. I mean, to the religion of the Aztec people. As I said, I know very little about Aztecs and their religion. I'm more of a ancient Egypt sort of person.
Ixta!
Ancient Egyptian gods.
I greet you, Pletoxel. What souls? They must be bored to tears, doing nothing.
We often seek the accumulated wisdom of their years.
What about?
All manner of things.
I
Each
guess
person
this is
here
like a
has served
retirement
their family
home.
in one way or another. He was a weaver of priestly garments. She was a woman of medicine. That man...
And what about her? Builder.
A warrior.
Yes, then I suppose he knows much of his father's work. I find the temple here very fascinating.
A meeting between you could be arranged.
My dear lady, I should be so grateful.
Doctor.
Oh, my dear Chesterton.
Oh my god.
This dear lady has promised
That
me to
is
arrange a meeting
reasonably
between
accurate to the
me,
helmets that I've
Estelle,
seen in
and the
pictures,
son of the
so...
mayor of the temple.
But
It's kind
it
of you,
does
madam.
look a little silly.
Then you may talk more freely.
Charming person. So intelligent and gentle.
Doctor, there is to be a human sacrifice today at the ceremony for the rain god, and I have to
Just
assist.
a minute. What are you supposed to do?
I must escort the victim to the altar. Hold him down. Doctor, I
Then
can't.
do it, man. Do it, but don't interfere.
But,
otherwise,
Doctor-
there's no buts about it. If human sacrifice is essential here and it's their tradition, then let them get on with it. But for our sakes, don't interfere. Now, promise me, please, promise. Now, go and tell Barbara.
So I'm guessing this is like the Aztecs are like a...
See, if I could start the destruction of everything that's evil here, then everything that is good would survive when Cortes lands.
But you can't rewrite history. Not one line.
The high priest is coming.
Okay, so they look at it at a different one, sort of rewrite. You can't rewrite any
Barbara?
history.
One last appeal. What you are trying to do is utterly impossible. I know. Believe me, I know.
Not Barbara. Yetaxa.
Oh, I think she's lost perspective. I get wanting to change history and wanting to save people, but, you know, you have things like the grandfather paradox and all of that. I like Ixta's head,
Grandfather, what
or helmet. It's very...
Let us see what's going on.
You must stay here, child. You must.
A vision!
Take his arms. Take his legs. Great Tlaloc, god of rain, I, Krazoxel, high priest of sacrifice, call upon you to look with
You can
favor
see the way
on
the
our land.
camera moves a
Give
little
us the
bit back
water
then.
that is our life, and we will honor you with blood.
No! Stop! I, Yetaxa, command you. There shall be no more blood spilt.
You have denied me honor.
Honor us then with your
Oh, damn.
With death came rain.
Without your sacrifice came rain.
Does Yetaxa speak with the voice of the gods or as the protector of a handmaiden?
As a god.
Then let the brave handmaiden be punished. She cried out and desecrated sacred ground. She transgressed the law.
She did not know it.
Then let knowledge be beaten into her.
Beaten into
No
her?
one shall be
Damn.
punished for an offense committed in ignorance.
I demand that she be punished.
No.
And crimes are still punished now in ignorance. You know, you're
Let her
ignorant of the
instead
law,
be
you
taught
can still get
respect for your
prosecuted.
customs.
I will take her to the seminary.
So be it, Ortlock.
The great spirit of Yetaxa has spoken.
No. No, this is not Yetaxa. This is a false goddess! And I shall destroy her.
Jeez. The way he's looking, you feel like he's looking right in your heart. Jeez. I really enjoyed that episode. Yeah, it really was good. I'm glad there wasn't too much of a sci-fi element. With this, I think with Rosa and the one that was based around India, the partition of India in series 11, I believe it was. Uh, that had that little bit of a sci-fi element, you know, the racists from the future in Rosa and the you know, those sort of demons in the partition of India episode. And I feel those two episodes could have done without them, and they could have made those two episodes in series 11 without those two elements. But I guess in season 11 they were maybe, oh, you know, not everyone's going to like a historical element, so let's just add a bit of a sci-fi element to it. This had very much a complete a historical sort of approach, and I enjoyed it. And it sort of reminded me a bit of the dilemma with the fires of Pompeii, with Donna wanting to save the people from the volcano. And yeah, the fires of Pompeii, that was really good episode. And I think Donna's attitude was completely understandable. And I think in this, you can also say the same with Barbara, that her desire to save the person is understandable. But then we also see that the man that was going to be sacrificed wanted to be sacrificed, that was an honor for him. And maybe Barbara just didn't think about the fact that, hey, this is their lifestyle, and to be sacrificed and to join the gods, or however their religion is a great honor. So it's really has been quite interesting, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the story. I hope it keeps up a similar pace, but let's break the episode down anyway. We start off having leaving Marinus and then arriving in the Aztec temple, where we find it's a tomb. Here we then have Barbara and Susan sort of talking about the Aztecs and the Spanish invasion and the negative aspects of the Aztecs with the sacrifices, you know, cutting someone's heart out. Then we have them open a door Barbara's caught when she enters the temple. The high priest notices that she had a bracelet on, and then the doctor, Ian, and Susan come out, explore the Aztecs. The doctor notices the stone with all this blood on it. It is quite literally a very bloody stone. Then the warriors come up to these guys and say, "Oh, yep, you're the servants of Utaxa." They want to know where Barbara is, and it turns out that it's Utaxa. We get introduced to the local butcher, aka the one that does the sacrifices. There was a bit of talk about him being evil, darker, but he's not. It's just part of their culture. Then we have the doctor, Ian, and Susan meet Barbara, or Utaxa. Then the doctor's worried, that Barbara won't be able to put on a good enough performance, and that if they figure it out, they'll all die. Then we find out that Latoxel and Ortlock say that, they can walk around. Susan says as long as, not Susan, sorry, Barbara says Susan, aka her handmaiden, will remain with Barbara, which is good. Then they decide, oh, Ian should join the army. The doctor says, surely that's for your taxa to decide. And Ian sort of says, oh, your taxa would not deny such an honour. So Ian's put on a bit of a show as well as Barbara. Then we have them meet this new warrior called Ixta, whom it looks like could be an interesting character. I think there'll be quite a bit of tension between him and Ian, which might even result in a fight between the two of them. I'd like to see that. Because obviously in New Who we sort of have a bit of an issue with the Doctor and fighting, although Tennant's initially had a fight, I suppose. I'm trying to think if there's. Yeah, Capaldi also had a fight in that. In the sort of that episode, the Robin Hood episode, it was, I think. But I'm trying to think. In most cases, there really hasn't been fighting with the Doctor. But I would like to see this Doctor in a bit of a fight. I know he's an older gentleman, but it would be interesting. Here we meet this new woman, Kameka. This is like a retirement home. Then we have Ian come speak to the doctor about very much him not wanting to hold down the man during the sacrifice, that he just couldn't do it. But he decides that for the greater good, or the good of Susan, Barbara, and the doctor, and himself, that he will do it. Doctor's like really enforcing, saying, yes, you must do it. Then we have here Susan being asked by the doctor to wait outside. Then we have the doctor and Barbara sort of really debating, which was good, about time travel and what you can change, that hey, this is time you're playing with. Changing this is extremely dangerous. And I guess it's the first time in classic Who that we've sort of, because we didn't see it in the An Unearthly Child, but we really, in this one, are talking about, changing time and that sort of thing. Obviously, I haven't seen Marco Polo, so I don't know if there was any sort of discussion about time in that episode. Doctor's really adamant that she shouldn't change it. Barbara's like, yes, I can. The doctor's like, what you're trying to do is absolutely impossible. Believe me, I know. Then we have Barbara appear before the people. And, all about making the rains happen. Then they're about to sacrifice him. But Susan comes screaming out, saying no, which I can understand. Don't think it was the best idea, but yeah, totally understand. The man then killed himself because he was denied what he considers quite an honor to die. And then we had very much, or not Ortlock, Latoxel. Is it Latoxel? I think it's Latoxel. Saying, that the handmaiden must be beaten. Barbara said, no, she should be taught respect for your ways, and she's obviously going to some sort of school. Then we really get Latoxel sort of denying her and admitting that she's a false goddess. And he's not wrong, but that's not a good thing for obviously the TARDIS team. And man, in this, he so looks like he's looking into your soul. He really does look like he's looking inside your heart. Okay, so that's the breakdown. Okay, so that was Doctor Who, The Aztecs Part 1, or Season 1, Episode, or Story 6, I should say. Really enjoyed it. I hope that the rest of the story, I think this is a four-parter, if I remember correctly when I was looking up. I really do hope it keeps this sort of level pace, and if it does, I think it will be a very, very enjoyable story. I like, as I said, the fact there's no real sci-fi element to it. Also, we've almost reached 100 subscribers on YouTube. I want to thank all of you, and I never thought I'd make that many subscribers since I started it in December last year. Never thought I'd get to this many. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially those on Patreon. And the full uncut, unedited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below. Also, my Twitter and Facebook accounts are listed in the description below. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.